Hello everyone, it's your host Hira and welcome back to another episode of the Love in Doha show. I hope you guys are doing well this Monday afternoon. We have a lot of important stories to catch up on today, with the headliner being how a cruise ship from Doha incredibly made its way through the Strait of Hormuz amid last-minute closures. Then moving on to news of a bunch of 24 and 22 karat gold being auctioned off in the next few days, plus a wrap-up on a special visit by Qatar's favorite social media superstar, Ghanim Al-Muftah, who made it all the way to Harvard Business School. It was such an inspiring sight, and he left the audience in awe with his motivational speech on education during war. So much to catch up on today, so let's get started. Firstly, this story feels straight out of a movie. So imagine being stuck at sea for 47 days. And then suddenly a tiny 48-hour window opens, and it's your only chance to escape. That's exactly what happened in the Strait of Hormuz. Cruise vessels from Qatar and the UAE had been wading through rising tensions, unable to pass through one of the world's most sensitive maritime routes. Then, during a brief ceasefire, movement was finally possible, and only 5 ships made it out. Let's talk about who made the cut. We're talking the Celestial Journey and Mindshift 5 departing from Doha, joined by MSC Euribia and Celestial Discovery from Dubai, plus Mindshift 4 out of Abu Dhabi. All 5 vessels moved together in a convoy, because this wasn't just a casual sail. It was a high-stakes navigation through a tense corridor, timed perfectly before restrictions snapped back into place. And here's the wild part. Shortly after they passed, the waterway reportedly tightened again. Window closed, route restricted, opportunity gone. It really puts into perspective how critical and unpredictable global shipping routes can be. One moment you're waiting indefinitely, and the next you've got hours to move or risk being stuck even longer. So yeah, not your average cruise itinerary. Next up on that gold, if you love a little sparkle and a bit of drama, this story is for you. So, the Supreme Judicial Council just announced a public auction of seized gold jewellery. And honestly, it's not your average shopping moment. This is all happening through the court's auctions platform, Mazadat, and it's giving luxury meets legal. The auction is set for Wednesday, April 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. in coordination with the public prosecution. So yes, everything is official, regulated, and very much real. Now, let's talk about what's actually up for grabs. Over 40 pieces of gold jewelry. We're talking necklaces, bracelets, rings, even crowns. Like actual crowns. So if you've ever wanted a main character moment, this might be your chance. And the price range? It's a mix. On one end, there's a heavy 22 karat gold necklace starting at 93,774 Qatari riyals, which is definitely a statement. On the other end, you've got more low-key pieces starting from around 1,266 Qatari riyals. So there's something for different budgets. If you want to get involved, you'll need to drop a 5,000 Qatari riyal deposit to start bidding. And yes, you can even check out the items beforehand through the app, because we love a little pre-auction stalking moment. But beyond the glam, there's actually something deeper here. These are seized assets being reintroduced into the market through a legal and transparent process. It's a reminder of how systems handle confiscated goods, turning them into opportunities for the public. So, whether you're there to actually bid or just curious to see how it all goes down, one thing's for sure. This is not your typical scroll and shop situation. Lastly, for today, in an absolutely proud moment for Qatar, from facing years of rejection to standing on one of the world's biggest stages, Ghanim Al-Muftah just had a full circle moment at Harvard Business School. And it was more than just a visit. It was impact. Invited to deliver a motivational talk, Ghanim didn't just speak, he moved the room. His message? Education isn't a privilege, it's a right. For everyone, everywhere, no matter the circumstances. But what really hit hard was his tribute to children across the world who continue to chase education in the toughest conditions, especially those living through conflict and war. Kids walking miles just to reach school, studying in the dark, risking their safety, just to learn. He called them the true definition of strength, and honestly, it puts everything into perspective. Ghanim spoke about how holding onto education during crisis isn't just important, it's an act of courage, a form of hope. And coming from someone who's faced rejection after rejection, his words carried even more weight. Because here's the thing, those rejections didn't stop him. They shaped him. And now he's standing at Harvard Business School, not as a student, but as a speaker inspiring future leaders. By the end of it, this wasn't just a talk, it was a wake-up call. A reminder that true leadership isn't just about success. It's about empathy, resilience, and lifting others up along the way. Safe to say, this is the kind of story that stays with you long after. That is all we have for today, guys. I wish you all a lovely day with all your loved ones. We will be back on the show tomorrow with another episode on all the latest updates. But for now, stay safe, enjoy the afternoon, and keep loving Doha.
Thank you for tuning in to the Love in Doha podcast as part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you got your podcast from.